What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe I am talking to you guys all the way from the East Coast as this, excuse me, I'm in the middle of filming. As this is my very first video coming live from Pennsylvania. Anyways, I am here on this big comfy couch. Does anybody remember that show, My Big Comfy Couch? Where the girl used to just like tell stories on this couch. I don't think you guys know how big this couch is. Like literally could fit 3 people. I feel like I'm being sucked in right now. Back to this video. So if you guys don't know this about me, I love horror stories, I love scary stories, ghost stories, pretty much all kinds of stories. Ooh. The problem is I hate reading. Like I actually hate reading like books. Like actual books. The things with pages that you have to keep flipping and flipping and flipping. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those things from back in the day. Yeah. Which is why I was recommended to try this new app called READIT. So if you guys don't know what it is, you're about to thank me for this. I'm pretty much on my phone all day. All day. Reading emails, text messaging, which is why I really like this app and I could totally dig it, is because they are stories as like a text messaging history. So basically like if you would read a text message, that's exactly how you're gonna read it. You guys, I'm not even kidding you. I have read a couple of these stories already and it's kept me on the edge of my seat like this. Are they in the house? Is this real? All right, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, grab your sodas, grab your Slurpees. We're doing this right now. So as you can see, they have all of these cool different stories, different topics. Now, I am, like I said, in love with horror stories. However, I actually lived in haunted houses almost my entire life, which is kind of weird that it's not just been one house, but it's been multiple houses. And I kind of like reading ghost stories, only because I know like I've lived through it, I've been through it. So it just makes it like that much more scary and believable for me. So I'm going to see what kind of story I feel like reading today. So they have like romance ones, horror ones, paranormal. Sounds like that's just right up my alley. So we're gonna go ahead and click on this one because is it not just the perfect timing? Is it not perfect or is it perfect? Because I just moved here. So it says, it's moving day and Liz is excited to start a new chapter at her first house. But what or who will she find when she gets there? Liz and her realtor are standing on the front porch of Liz's new home. Realtor says, how do you feel? Liz, like this process took forever. But man, this house is beautiful. It's always worth it in the end. Now, when will the movers get here with your things? Within the hour. I told them it was no rush. I wanted a bit of time to get a feel for the place. Walk around while it's empty before they start loading in endless piles of boxes. Understandable. We'll leave you to it. There's just one more teensy tiny, don't say it, Liz says, document to sign. Ugh, you said it. I promise it's the last one. When I bought a house last year or 2 years ago, there's a million documents to sign, so I could totally relate to that. It's in my office, the realtor says, so I'll run and get it and be back in 15. Enjoy getting acquainted. Liz scowls at the realtor's back, but nothing can really ruin her mood. Not today. She opens the door to her new place and smiles as she steps in. I'm really gonna like it here. A girl? Where did this girl come from? The girl says, hello. Liz nearly jumps out of her skin at the second voice. Then she notices a small girl with bright red hair sitting on her stairs. Do you guys not envision just like a little girl like this? Like that would creep me out. Liz says, what are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? The little girl says, this is my house. I just bought it. The girl says, interesting. It's been abandoned for a long time. I see. Well, you may have been allowed to play in here before, but I live here now, so don't worry. It seems like Liz really thinks this girl is real, but I have a feeling, I just have a wild feeling that something's about to go down. The girl says, don't worry, I'll try and stay out of your hair. Great. Liz motions toward the door, but the girl gets up and walks towards the kitchen. The girl never said she was leaving. Liz says, if you don't mind, I'd like a bit of privacy. Mommy always said I was getting in her hair. Where is your mommy? I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while. Who can I call to pick you up? Liz says. There's no one. I have to stay here. I'm sorry, sweetie, but you can't stay here. Remember, I live here now. I remember. Want to see my scar? That's like a very random thing to say. Your what? The girl brushes her red hair off the back of her neck, and Liz gasps when she sees a ring of purple bruising. What happened? Who did that to you? I don't remember. Listen, stay here, sweetie. I'm going to call a policeman and... No, the girl says. Please don't call the police. I'm scared of the police. They lie. Wow. That's crazy for a little girl to say. Okay, okay. Calm down, sweetie. I won't call them. I never want to see a police officer again. I understand. Let's just wait until my realtor gets back. Then we'll decide what to do. Okay. What's your name? Elena. Well, Elena, why don't you give me a tour? I wanted to get to know the house, and you seem to know it quite well if you play here. How does that sound? That sounds great. You lead the way. Liz brushes over to the realtor when she comes in the door 10 minutes later. There's a little girl in the house, Liz says. A little girl? I left her in the living room. Look, I tried to call the police. The police? But for some reason she's terrified of them. And she doesn't want to talk about her mother. Wait, slow down. Why would you call the police? She's been abused. There was a terrible purple bruising around her neck. And it looks fresh. Something tried to strangle her. My goodness. See for yourself. She's just through here. I literally am getting goosebumps. Liz leads the realtor into the living room, but the little girl's gone. In fact, they searched through the entire house, and there's not one trace that she was even there. She must have gone back outside to play. I guess so. But I still think I should call the police. We need to do something. Of course, if that will make you feel better. Once we get things settled here, we'll call them. I just have the strangest feeling. Something was very wrong. Push it from your mind. Enjoy your new house, the realtor says. Don't let these first date jitters get you down. I'll try. After you sign this document, of course. Right. What is it? Well, there was a tiny, teensy little detail I forgot to mention. Uh-oh, here it goes. Oh? There was a death in this house about a year ago. A death? How could you not tell me? Liz said. They only just mentioned it to me yesterday. I moved to this county a couple months ago and had no idea. You can imagine how outraged I was, especially since the sale had already gone through. Oh yes, I can just imagine your outrage, Liz says. On behalf of Star Realty, we do apologize. I can't believe this. A death? What happened? Oh, the details are very sad. You shouldn't concern. I want to know, Liz says. It's just one small, tiny, teensy death. Like, what? How is... That's not even tiny or teensy. Like, a death is a huge deal. And what's crazy is, like... I literally am, like, scared to even keep going. Okay, here we go. A child. It was a child? Yes. I'll just rip the Band-Aid off now. She was murdered by her mother. Strangled. But the case never went to court because her mother was a police officer. Whole thing was pushed under the rug. But, Liz says, that sounds like what might have happened to this little girl I saw. The little girl I met here on my stairs. Impossible. I told you the little girl died. Oh my God. Look, I have a picture here. You'll see they're not the same. But when Liz grabbed the picture, she looked down right into the eyes of the little redhead girl she met on the stairs. What's her name? Liz said. Elena. Oh, I wish the story could keep going. Okay, you guys, I'm telling you, I went through a similar situation because when I was younger and brought home from the hospital, there was a little boy that had drowned in the pool that was in that house that I lived in. So I think he had lived there like 10 years ago before I had come home from the hospital. But the house had been haunted. Like my little brother had been talking to him. He had been seen like running through the hallways at our house. And when I was brought home from the hospital, my mom was screaming like bloody murder because she kept saying like something was in the room, and my dad never believed her until one day my dad ran down the hallway and the whole room was shaking. My mom's bed was literally going up and down off the floor, and the blinds and the shutters were like closing shut and like opening and closing and opening and closing. So this is like really hits home for me because that's crazy, because it's something similar like that actually happened to me. And this is why I like reading these kind of stories. I'm telling you guys, these stories get so addictive. The first couple that I read, I just like wanting to try it, and then I ended up reading 3 in one day. So I'm telling you guys, pre-warning, I'm just letting you guys know it's gonna get addicting. So there's so many different titles and different topics and so many different stories that you guys can read, and I can't tell you guys, I have loved this just because I told you I'm not into reading books. This is like quick, easy, gives you that nice little thrill. If you guys want to check out the app, make sure that you guys do so using the link down below. Make sure you download it. Let me know what stories you guys have read and which ones you've liked the most. Make sure you leave that in the comments down below. I cannot wait to read them. I want to hear your guys' favorites. Let me know if you guys are loving and digging the app like I am myself. Make sure again to click the link in the description box down below to download Read It. I love you guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you also want to see any more of these, would love to continue doing these kind of videos with you guys. Yeah, it's like a nice little story time, you know? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Did you guys hear that?